Live your life as an exclamation rather than an explanation. If you want to live an extraordinary life, you need to start thinking and acting like one. Too often, we get caught up in the mundane and the routine, forgetting that we have the power to create our reality. Stop making excuses and start living your life with intention and purpose. Transform your negative thoughts into positive affirmations and watch as your life begins to change for the better. Remember, you are in control of your destiny. So make it a good one. Start living your life as an exclamation, not an explanation. We build too many walls and not enough bridges. We are quick to build walls and barriers to protect ourselves, but we are slow to build bridges that would connect us with others. We are afraid of being hurt, so we build walls around our hearts, but in doing so, we cut ourselves off from the very thing we need most, love. We need to learn to build bridges instead of walls, to reach out instead of retreat, and to connect with others instead of shutting them out. A man may imagine false things, but he can only understand true things. A man may imagine false things, but he can only understand true things. This is because imagination is not constrained by the laws of logic or physics, while understanding is. Thus, a man may imagine a world in which he can fly, but he will never understand how to fly. Similarly, a man may imagine a world in which he is wealthy and powerful, but he will never understand how to become wealthy or powerful. Understanding requires knowledge of the way things work, which the image does not provide. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Newton's third law of motion states that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. This means that if you push something, it will push back with the same force. This is why rockets work. The exhaust gases push the rocket upwards, and the rocket pushes the gases downwards. The two forces cancel each other out and the rocket moves forwards. This law is also why we have to be careful when we're handling explosives. The force of the explosion is equal in all directions, so if we're too close to it, then the force of the blast will be strong enough to hurt us. Bystanders can be injured by the shockwave from an explosion, even if they're not in the direct path of the blast. So, next time you're tempted to push someone, remember that they'll push back just as hard. To arrive at the simplest truth requires years of contemplation. It takes years of contemplation to arrive at the simplest truth. This is because the truth is often hidden in layers of complexity. To find the truth, we must peel back these layers, one by one, until we arrive at the core of the matter. This process requires a great deal of introspection and contemplation. We must be willing to examine our own beliefs and assumptions and to question everything we think we know. Only then can we hope to find the simplest truth. Nature is pleased with simplicity. And nature is no dummy. She knows what she is about, and she knows that simplicity is the key to lasting beauty. That is why the simplest things in nature are often the most beautiful. A single flower, a perfect leaf, a delicate snowflake, each is a thing of beauty, and each is simple in its way. Nature is also wise in her choices. She knows that simplicity is not always easy to achieve, but it is always worth striving for. That is why she is always seeking to find new ways to simplify the world around us. Every time a new species evolves, or a new plant is discovered, it is an opportunity for nature to show us its simplicity. So the next time you find yourself admiring a beautiful thing, remember that nature is pleased with simplicity. And be thankful that she is always seeking to find new ways to simplify our lives. If I have seen further than others, it is by standing upon the shoulders of giants. In a way, this quote by Isaac Newton perfectly sums up the human condition. We are constantly standing on the shoulders of those who came before us, learning from their mistakes and their triumphs. We can see further than others because we have the benefit of hindsight. We can look back at the mistakes of our predecessors and learn from them so that we don't make the same mistakes ourselves. We can also look at their successes and learn from them so that we can achieve even greater things. So in a sense, we are all standing on the shoulders of giants. Nature is very consonant and conformable with herself. Nature is very consistent with herself. She always brings forth the same results, under the same circumstances. Her laws are unchangeable, and she always follows them. She is never surprised, disappointed, or confused. She is always the same. This constancy and consistency are great and make her so beautiful and orderly. It is what makes her seem so perfect. It is what makes us feel that we can rely on her and that she will never let us down. We can always count on nature to be there for us, to provide us with the things we need, and to follow her laws. She is a dependable and trustworthy friend. You have to make the rules, not follow them. There's an old saying that goes, you have to make the rules, not follow them. And it's never been more true than it is today. In a world where technology is constantly changing and evolving, it's more important than ever to be an innovator and a trailblazer. Sure, it's important to know the rules and to follow them most of the time. But if you're always playing it safe, you're never going to stand out from the crowd. To be truly successful, you have to be willing to take risks and forge your path. So go out there and make your own rules. Be the one who is always pushing the envelope and pushing boundaries. Because at the end of the day, that's what will make you truly successful. To explain all of nature is too difficult a task for any one man or even for any one age. It is a task that has been passed down through the ages, from the ancient Greeks to modern-day scientists. Each generation added their understanding of the great puzzle of nature. Even today, we do not have all the answers. But we continue to search for them because the rewards are great. To unlock the secrets of nature is to unlock the secrets of life itself. Truth is ever to be found in the simplicity, and not in the multiplicity and confusion of things. Truth is a simple concept, and it is always to be found in the simplest of things. It is never to be found in the multiplicity and confusion of things. The more complex and convoluted something is, the less likely it is to be true. This is because the truth is pure and unadulterated. It is not muddled by outside influences or factors. It is what it is, and nothing more. When something is complicated, it is because it has been polluted by outside forces. Therefore, the truth is always to be found in simplicity. Act is the art of making a point without making an enemy. Tact is the ability to say and do the right thing to avoid conflict or offending others. It is the art of making a point without making an enemy. In other words, it is a way of handling yourself and others with sensitivity and diplomacy. Tact is an important skill in both personal and professional relationships. In our personal lives, it can help us to avoid arguments and hurt feelings. In our professional lives, it can help us to build positive relationships with coworkers, clients, and customers. There are a few key things to remember when trying to be tactful. First, always try to see things from the other person's perspective. Second, avoid making assumptions or judgments about others. Third, choose your words carefully and avoid saying anything that could be interpreted as offensive. Practicing tact can be difficult, but it is worth the effort. When we are tactful, we are more likely to resolve conflicts peacefully and build strong, positive relationships with those around us.